Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, October 7th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 668 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Now in power, Taliban set sights on Afghan drug underworld. Hong Kong police make largest smuggling bust worth $26.90 m. After a record streak, Cardinals undone by one hanging slider. Ship anchored near oil pipeline made unusual movements. A Maryland man is accused of fatally shooting his pharmacist brother because he thought he was killing people by giving them the COVID-19 vaccine. Student taken into custody after shooting a Texas high school. UCLA anesthesiologist, vocal against COVID vaccine mandates, is escorted out of workplace. Sage Steele was thrilled she didn't pick black man on Bachelorette, said Rachel Lindsay. Man accused of killing 8 won't face death penalty in Texas. Prince Andrew's lawyers grant head access to settlement agreement they believe will end case against him. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Dow Jones futures rise as market rallies on McConnell debt limit offer, a firm soars. Bitcoin jumps, Investors Business Daily. Finland joins Sweden and Denmark in limiting Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, Reuters. Twitch says server configuration change led to massive data leak, Engadget. At least 15 killed after 5.9 magnitude earthquake hits southwestern Pakistan, CNN. Commercial crew shake-up, NASA reassigns 2 astronauts from Boeing Starliner to SpaceX Crew Dragon, CTech Daily. Sudden ending, Dodgers drop curtain on Cardinals' dramatic late-season push with walk-off homer, STLtoday.com. New details of Brian Laundrie's movements emerge as officials find recent campsite in Florida reserve, CNN. Meetings like Biden's XI summit may be only way forward for U.S. and China, former Obama advisor says, CNBC. Second-gen Pixel stand with new UI, charger, and non-fabric cases for the Pixel 6 leak 9 to 5 Google. The Orient Express is a real train, and taking a ride is not cheap, CNBC. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. William Shatner's space interview with Anderson Cooper takes a filthy turn. Mandalorian star Giancarlo Esposito has blunt advice for Hollywood anti-vaxxers. Rachel Maddow undergoes surgery for skin cancer. New report details Trump's dramatic efforts to undercut 2020 election in waning days. Colbert learns the deeply personal reason a fat bear was named for him. Chris Hayes taunts Tucker Carlson with his only way forward. Announcer appears to mock San Francisco Giants exec Farhan Zaidi's name on air. Jimmy Kimmel exposes Fox News coronavirus hypocrisy in scathing takedown. All hail the hefty King 480 Otis is crowned Alaska's fattest bear. Long Beach school officer fired after shooting 18-year-old mother. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Food bank is trying to stay ahead of shortages. Police concerned over increase in firearms. Chase ends in fatal crash, driver injured. Nelly hosting birthday party concert in hometown. Crane collapses at Bryn Mawr CTA stop. Police officer pleads no contest after incident. Program beats adversity through education. Educator pens workbook to bridge gap. Texas boy looks to defend mullet national title. Parents pack school board meeting in horror over multiple brawls. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Pakistan earthquake kills at least 20. Tesla investors will vote on whether to oust James Murdoch and Kimball Musk from the board. Asia-Pacific nations seek early supply of Merck's home COVID pill. The road back, how am I ever going to dance again? The future farmers of France are tech-savvy, and want weekends off. Dodgers will face rival Giants in Division Series. Damian Williams, the first black U.S. attorney of the SDNY. The liberal activist who targets Republicans with a MAGA masquerade. Biden can end debt ceiling sabotage once and for all. Pregnant women should get the COVID-19 vaccine. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. FBI conducting intersectionality training for employees. H.R. McMaster, stop pretending Afghanistan catastrophe is anything but utter failure. Fox News Channel celebrates 25 years on the air. Child assault South Carolina teacher as part of Slap a Teacher challenge, yet no trace of trend on TikTok. Derek Chauvin denied request for public defender in appeals process by Minnesota Supreme Court. Brett Baier chats with Stephen Colbert about Fox host's new Ulysses S. Grant book. Janice Dean, happy birthday, Fox News. Debt ceiling deal apparently reached in Congress, averting trouble for now. COVID-19 survivors in danger of heart damage year after infection, report says. Minnesota driver linked to protesters' death is set to stand trial in March. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, October 7th. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Business Live, tax rise fears as energy prices soar. Jimmy Savile victim says she was told to go away by BBC Top of the Pops crew. Great British Bake Off, vegan contestant Freya Cox had to use animal products during a challenge. Woman driver caught on camera rear-ending $400 K Lamborghini hits back with her own footage. The armed forces mark the 20th anniversary of the start of Afghanistan war. Obese bridesmaid, 22, who weighed 21st sheds 11 stone. At the mercy of Putin, Russia flexes muscles over gas supplies. Neathport told the college lecturer sacked for throwing piece of cardboard to wake sleeping student. Iranian authority orders women's pregnancies to be reported to prevent criminal abortions. Draconid meteor shower set to peak on Friday night. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The world is questioning Washington's competence, fearing prospect of U.S. default. Harsh public justice and private despair reign in Taliban-ruled Herat. Are Biden and Xi forging a tentative U.S.-China deal? It's complicated. Pakistan earthquake kills at least 20 people, injures hundreds. Seen as contenders for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize, climate, vaccines, press freedom and opposition activists. Former U.S. foe likely to emerge as kingmaker in Iraqi election, with tacit American backing. U.S. to probe allegations former Afghan President Ghani fled Taliban with millions in cash. Two petals, North Korea sends conflicting messages with missile tests and hints of outreach. Trudeau says sorry for vacationing on Canada's first Truth and Reconciliation Day. Indonesian activists build museum out of 10,000 items of plastic waste. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Move over, Matthew and Beto, is Texas ready for Latina's governor? Facebook cannot keep its head in the sand, 5 experts debate the company's future. Invisible fridges and cooling cubbies, how kitchens have been designed for the rich. Sleepy, leafy and lusciously bucolic, France's best towns and villages by readers. Fast track to disaster, Brazil's grain train plan raises fears for Amazon. Coronavirus hive 1.1 M in UK estimated to have long COVID, Finland to pause Moderna jab for men under 30. UK confident on winter energy supplies, as gas price surge eases, business hive. Next Generation 2021, 60 of the best young talent in world football. Alaska hospitals make wrenching decisions as they begin to ration care. Racial justice advocates hope for pardon of George Floyd's past drug charges. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Biden admits historic low number of refugees, outside of Afghan evacuees. Fed up by pandemic, U.S. food workers launch rare strikes. Mexico's Cancun airport passes pre-pandemic tourism mark. Watch, Yellowstone bison finds perfect back scratcher. Watch, curious cubs flip out on hammock. Watch, leaves change colors in Utah's Big Cottonwood Canyon. Watch, burglary suspects crash car into store. Watch, St. Mark's Square flooded in Venice. Over 140,000 kids have lost a caretaker to COVID-19, majority children of color, CDC. Texas appeals judge's temporary injunction barring enforcement of Texas abortion law. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Nazi hole discovered by Brazil police at home of suspected child abuser. Nazi trial, 100-year-old SS guard in court in Germany. Texas abortion, judge temporarily blocks enforcement of law. NATO expels 8 Russians from its mission for spying. Andy Murray's wedding ring stolen. Pakistan earthquake kills 20 in Balochistan province. Islamic State mother Nicole Jack says don't sweep us under carpet. Germany and Denmark repatriate 37 children and 11 is women from Syria. Squid Game, Netflix to edit out key phone number from gory series. Czech elections, billionaire PM asks voters for more time at top. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Dreaming of winning the lottery? These horror stories may change your mind. AP Top Stories October 7th A. Donnie Wahlberg on Britney, I hope she's happy. Vaccine mandates will boost vaccinations by the millions, White House report says, live COVID-19 updates. Data shows ships' unusual movements near pipeline. Powerful earthquake hits Pakistan. California oil spill, Coast Guard investigating whether cargo ship that made unusual movements may have snagged pipeline. At least 140,000 U.S. children have lost caregivers to COVID-19. Children of color have taken the brunt of it. Federal judge blocks Texas restrictive abortion law, says women faced irreparable harm. This exoplanet rains iron, and scientists say temperatures can hit a scorching 4,000 degrees. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Long Beach School District officials fire safety officer after internal review of shooting. Parents sue state alleging Black and Latin students are harmed by disciplinary practices. California and the West can see small glimmers of hope and weather outlooks for October. California lawmakers demand more info from 2 federal agencies on massive oil spill. Coast Guard investigates cargo ship that was in the area of massive OC oil spill. Fishermen and foodways begin to feel the squeeze of Orange County's oil spill. Woman shot by Long Beach school safety officer dies after being taken off life support. Panel disapproves of Los Angeles Police Department tactics in chaotic standoff with gunmen inside a Ralph's. Changing weather raises fear that OC oil spill could reach more coastal areas. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, October 7th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. French senator calls Taiwan a country and visit China protests. Navy Facebook account hacked to stream Age of Empires. Malaysian government has agreed to decriminalize suicide. Profound regret, Chinese University of Hong Kong student union dissolves after 50 years amid pressure. More than 120,000 U.S. kids had caregivers die during pandemic. Eco-anxiety, fear of environmental doom weighs on young people. WHO recommends use of world's first malaria vaccine for children in breakthrough. South Korean court orders cancellation of forceful discharge of deceased transgender soldier. Over 2 feet of rain fell in Italy in only half a day, something not seen in Europe before. Pope shamed by church's failures over child abuse in France. Nestle admits supply chain issues ahead of Christmas. Grown men in tears too, hundreds of pigs culled with farms overcrowded amid butcher shortage. 3 million euros worth of Nazi memorabilia found in alleged pedophile's home, Brazil police say. British carrier leads international fleet into waters claimed by China. After Pandora Papers, EU says it plans new rules against tax avoidance. The next headlines are from Forbes. Hong Kong billionaire plans to take Chinese estates private after losses from Evergrande. Is Beijing at risk of overreaching and curtailing future growth? Earthquake in Pakistan kills at least 20 people, more than 200 injured. Ronald Koeman's plan to restructure FC Barcelona after the international break has been revealed. Braves Charlie Morton among 4 players to watch in Division Series. A French Revolution, how Catalans and Toulouse are changing the face of rugby league. Federal judge temporarily blocks Texas near total ban on abortions. Don't not try this at home, a reflection on the 4-year anniversary of Forbes, the culture. Philippine tycoon Andrew Tan's Mega World to build $1.9 billion business district north of Manila. Iwo Dynamite results, winners, news and notes as hangman Adam Page returns. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Anti-SARS-CoV-2 receptor binding domain antibody evolution after MRNA vaccination. A multimodal cell census and atlas of the mammalian primary motor cortex. Human neocortical expansion involves glutamatergic neuron diversification. Neuroscientists make strides towards deciphering the human brain. Head of Wellcome-funded Malawi Health Project investigated for bullying. The gene editing engineer working to boost expertise in China. How the world's biggest brain maps could transform neuroscience. A single sulfatase is required to access colonic mucin by a gut bacterium. Genetic dissection of the glutamatergic neuron system in cerebral cortex. Morphological diversity of single neurons in molecularly defined cell types. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,736,387,293 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Comcast owns Sky Digi's satellite dish and cable box with launch of Sky Glass streaming hardware. HBO Max builds unscripted slate in Europe with Check It Out, travelogue series exclusive. Sydney Film Festival profits from multiple delays to unveil strengthened program. Busan Festival opening fates old and new at in-person ceremony. Squid Game mania in Korea is driven by nostalgia and new talent, but show splits opinion. South of Heaven review, Jason Sudeikis goes badass in a thriller to contrive to believe. Federal judge suspends enforcement of new Texas abortion law. Dave Chappelle's Netflix special called out by GLAAD, National Black Justice Coalition for ridiculing trans people. The Manor review, evil is afoot at this old folks' home. IATSE and AMPTP to continue contract negotiations on Thursday. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. You don't need a bachelor's degree to land a high-paying job. Los Angeles will require proof of a COVID-19 vaccine for indoor establishments. New protections for California's aquifers are reshaping the state's Central Valley. We need to talk about your gas stove, your health and climate change. Cutting climate programs may be harder than other things as Biden trims his bill. Faced with losing their jobs, even the most hesitant are getting vaccinated. The Dodgers trump the Cardinals with a late-game walk-off home run. Strong earthquake in southwest Pakistan has killed at least 20 people. COVID deaths leave thousands of U.S. kids grieving parents or primary caregivers. A U.S. judge blocks enforcement of Texas' controversial new abortion law. The following headlines are from The Week. A new model for modest, middle-class journalism. The boring explanation for what went wrong with our pandemic response. An itsy-bitsy glimmer of hope for Democrats, Biden is failing extremely early. Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, and Jimmy Fallon goof on Biden's $1 trillion coin, other budget dilemmas. How the $1 trillion platinum coin would work, and how it could defuse the debt standoff. Neighbors turn the tables and fix handyman's roof. Texas man sentenced to 15 months in prison for COVID-19 grocery-licking Facebook hoax. At least 20 killed after 5.7 magnitude quake hit southern Pakistan. Colorado hospital system says it won't perform transplants on unvaccinated patients. Federal judge temporarily blocks Texas abortion ban. The next headlines are from Universe Today. One star could answer many unsolved questions about black holes. Astronomers have a new way to measure the mass of supermassive black holes. Astronomers might use pulsars to first detect merging supermassive black holes. There are many metal-rich asteroids nearby to investigate. On its next run, LEGO will be able to probe 8 times as much space. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, October 7th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Moon and Venus on October 7th, 8, 9 and 10. Where are the water worlds? New tool to find out. Super Earth, Mini Neptune or Sub-Neptune? The next news is from Politico. European Union countries look for help from Brussels with unprecedented energy crisis. How little Lithuania dragged the EU into its showdown with China. Complex EU leads Europe to diverge from US on coronavirus vaccine booster. Pope ashamed of sexual abuse in France, says church should be safe home for everyone. Boris Johnson rallies his party with vow to unleash British spirit. Biden admin spars with Moderna over international vaccine donations. Murphy puts the new Some COVID playbook to work in New Jersey. Rand Paul bedevils fellow Republicans again with Israel aid holdup. The Inside Scoop, how ego led Trump to hide a colonoscopy. The foul-mouthed farmer sticking his neck out for Democrats' agenda. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Coates Trotter 2 head premier's department in parodic shakeup. As it happened, NSW Premier brings forward changes to state road map. Victoria records 1,638 new local COVID-19 cases, 2 deaths. Deputy Premier defends Labour's $5,500 cash for access fundraiser. Functionally awake, a definition of success. The next chapter of global domination for Zimmerman begins at home. New cashed-up Queensland NRL team to splurge on players from November 1st. What's good in your world, October 8, 2021. The Sarah deal, contractual purgatory and an attempted cluster plug. Kiwis advances shock Blue Star in waiting Josh Schuster. Woodside abandons plan to dump derelict structure in Ningaloo and call it an artificial reef. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Is the new Google Flights carbon emissions feature just greenwashing, or a useful tool for travelers? Market snapshot, Wall Street set to extend gains as key risks recede. Kelley Blue Book, how to custom order a car from the factory. NerdWallet, does driving an electric car really save you money? A cheapskate runs the numbers. Next Avenue, phishing emails, text and calls, scamming is getting worse, so stay up on the latest cons. Europe markets, European stocks gain at the open on U.S. debt limit progress and Asian tech recovery. Moderna to invest $500 million in state-of-the-art mRNA vaccine factory in Africa. Biden administration wants IRS to monitor people's bank accounts more closely. Will it catch tax cheats, or invade privacy? The moneyest, we will never be free from the Facebook news feed. To get rich investing, the power of time beats a lucky stock pick. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Patent law development in India. Law Asia. Can a machine be an inventor? Lexology. Welcomed updates for Fiji's new Trademarks Act, Patents Act and Designs Act, Lexology. Polish industrial property law looks set to undergo a revolutionary makeover, Lexology. Russia masters production of zirconium sponge, nuclear engineering. Vaccines and patent protection, The Irish Times. Dabus will need to wait, U.S. District Court affirms USPTO's denial of AI system as inventor, J.D. Supra. Vaughan College appoints new members to its Board of Trustees, Metropolitan Airport News. Lobbyist for inventors says America invents Axe trial and appeal board kills patents, Federal News Network. National Inventors Hall of Fame announces mRNA, VoIP and Super Soaker innovators among 2022 class, The Auto Channel. The next headlines are from Quartz. Social commerce is becoming an important business model in Africa. 2 key problems will keep sustainability reporting from changing the world. Reliance is rolling out 7-Elevens to become ubiquitous on India's streets. Texas judge suspends anti-abortion law. A new vaccine could take India closer to its goal of being malaria-free by 2030. Shipping companies are tapping the brakes on skyrocketing container prices. It could take years for the WHO-approved malaria vaccine to be deployed. U.S. restaurants are facing shortages on everything from olive oil to chicken wings. Disco. Facebook is shutting down one of its most interesting experiments. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Accidentally unsealed document shows feds are using reverse warrants to demand info on Google searches. Perfect timing, Twitch gets compromised with voluminous leak of data via torrent. Content moderation case study, Twitter's self-deleting tweets feature creates new moderation problems. AT&T set up and paid for own propaganda network, yet everyone wants to scream about Facebook. Does an internet infrastructure taxonomy help or hurt? Court documents show the FBI used a whole lot of geofence warrants to track down January 6th insurrectionists. Daily Deal, the all-in-one Microsoft, cybersecurity, and Python exam prep training bundle. If your takeaway from Facebook's whistleblower is that Section 230 needs reform, you just got played by Facebook. FCC finally gets off its ass to combat SIM hijacking. Belgian government wants to add encryption backdoors to its already terrible data retention law. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. CSI, Vegas. Tyson Fury. There's someone inside your house. Justin Fields. Black Widow. Metroid Dread. Eddie Van Halen. Alexis Sharkey. Tina Turner. Mike Pence. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Bombshell announcement: ex-Georgian President Saakashvili is in love with sultry Ukrainian politician came as surprise, wife admits. Taliban invited to Moscow for talks over future of Afghanistan in wake of American troop withdrawal, top Russian diplomat confirms. January 6 committee to hear from Facebook whistleblower, who all but accused platform of letting insurrection happen, media. Natural gas prices drop as Putin says Russia will boost supplies to Europe. FCKher, TV presenter Abdo gets caught up in explosive press conference row as Fury Wilder face-off is aborted, video. Russia rejects Council of Europe demand to repeal country's so-called gay propaganda law and accuses body of abuse of power. Earthquake kills at least 20 in Pakistan, injures 300 and destroys hundreds of homes, death toll expected to rise. Bitcoin soars to 5-month high of nearly $55,000. Full-scale war between Belarus and Ukraine now looking more likely than a conflict with Russia, says MP from Kiev's ruling party. Our relationship is bigger than a contract, Australian PM welcomes return of French ambassador after subspat. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. U.S. desperate for coal miners to meet soaring global demand. Keyword warrants, Fed secretly ordered Google to identify anyone searching certain information. Europe's gas prices surge to avert risk of winter shortage. Democrats claim victory after McConnell blinks on short-term debt limit hike. UK inflation to hit 7% by April. The electricity crisis was not caused by a perfect storm. German parking garage unveils dedicated spaces for LGBTQ and migrant drivers. France and the fraying of NATO. Ivermectin, truth and totalitarianism. U.S. stealth jets become first fighters to fly from Japanese ship since World War II. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. A letter to a refugee child going to a better place. 2 Kashmir school teachers shot dead as civilian killings spike. Guinea military government names Mohamed Bevogui as PM. Taliban still struggling for international recognition. Pakistan quake kills several, injures hundreds. Iranian foreign minister meets top Lebanese officials. Philippines election, who will succeed President Rodrigo Duterte? Grain sacks to runway fashion, India's battle to rebrand jute. ASEAN could bar Myanmar general from Leaders Summit. WHO to ship COVID-19 medical supplies to North Korea. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Obama-appointed judge blocks Texas law banning abortion after 6 weeks. Raskin, those defying January 6 committee subpoenas could be jailed. AP fact-check falsely claims school board group did not classify anti-CRT parents domestic terrorists. Exclusive Victor Davis Hansen, open borders, globalism, tribalism are reminiscent of Rome's collapse. Report, gas prices rise to 7-year high. Bill Maher says America hungry for someone to mock wokeness. Traditional liberals have had it with the far left. Report, Biden turns Fort McCoy into small city for Afghans with culturally appropriate clothing, food. Poll, majority say Biden administration is not competent. Clyburn, once we get a program passed and reconciliation bill, it will be difficult to take it away. White House under fire after Hunter Biden art show ethics debacle. The next headlines are from UPI News. Massachusetts man wins $100,000 from free lottery ticket. Look, free boat abandoned on Wisconsin highway. Firefighters, woman stranded on cliff with movie mannequin. Watch, 2 zebras escape from Illinois pumpkin farm, lead police on 2-hour chase. Look, Alaska's Katmai National Park names winner of Fat Bear Week 2021. Watch, jump roper does 40,980 double under skips in 12 hours for world record. Watch, loose cow runs on busy Philadelphia street. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. California returns prime beachfront to black heirs after land was taken in 1924 from LA couple. Man saved by CPR after heart attack during the perfectly titled Bond movie, No Time to Die. Full battery charge in 15 minutes, world's fastest electric car charger is launched. Company innovates microplastics that are biodegradable or don't break apart at all. Most CO2 from Australia's mega fires has been offset by algal blooms formed by ash that settled in the ocean. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, October 7th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Rescuers rush to save women dangling off Santa Barbara cliff. 79-year-old mountain biking after midnight crashes off a bridge and gets stuck in stormwater drain for 4 hours. Cellmate, male chastity gadget hack could lock users in. ISO, the international body behind documenting almost all standards, just published a standard for sex toy quality. Thousands in China are using a special remote to repel dancing grannies. Woman fed bears 180 eggs a week, and now she'll pay for it, Canadian officials say. Judge cuts but as juror worried about sending Elizabeth Holmes to prison. Fired IT admin revenge hacks school by wiping data, changing passwords. Scott's mom says son needs to cuddle a meal on in bed or he won't go to sleep. Semi-rollover on I-94 causes traffic backup, loss of beer. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Twitter's heated discussion prompt sounds complex to execute. Can AI help NASA find aliens on starless rogue planets? Facebook whistleblower has an obvious solution to fix the news feed. Study, warning people against sharing risky content actually encourages them. EU Parliament calls for ban on predictive policing. Google Maps can now suggest the most fuel-efficient route. This portable power station is the ultimate emergency support, and it's $150 off. We reviewed the Nintendo Switch alt like it was a Pokemon card. Biology nerds have made proteins play Chopin-esque tunes. How to bring Safari's address bar back to the top on iOS 15. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Crayfish and carp among the invasive species pushing lakes towards ecosystem collapse. Smoggier skies, lower scores, a Brazilian study examines the effects of air pollution on students' cognitive performance. Novel quantum effect discovered in naturally occurring graphene. New catalyst helps combine fuel cell, battery into one device. Genetic analysis reveals differences in mate choice between wild and hatchery coho salmon. Better understanding of cystic fibrosis. Getting up to speed on the proton. Record-breaking Texas drought more severe than previously thought. Small molecule may prevent metastasis in colorectal cancer. Leonardo, the bipedal robot, can ride a skateboard and walk a slackline. The next headlines are from Information Week. Seaports, backlogged supply chain seek a digital response. The art of sharing credit for a successful IT project. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, October 7th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA sets coverage, invites public to virtually join Lucy launch. NASA announces astronaut changes for upcoming commercial crew missions. NASA invites media to Webb telescope launch coverage discussion. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. The Triple Team, shorthanded jazz experiment with switching, Jared Butler's highlights are worth watching. Suspect apprehended after active shooter situation near Zion National Park. Utah Jazz drop second preseason game, 111-101 to Mavericks. Letter, gondolas are the more reliable option in a snowstorm. Utes mailbag, can this Utah running Utes team get to the NCAA tournament? 10 local artists are telling community stories through murals, here's where to see them. Utah man who appeared on Shark Tank charged with defrauding woman out of almost $200K. Agnes Don Pernezco, una comunidad hispana en crecimiento La Mejorana, Utah. 52% of Utahns are now fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. Kelvin Cullimore, brushing aside patent protections will not improve availability of vaccines. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Valve opens up the Steam Deck to explain why it thinks you shouldn't. A French company is using enzymes to recycle one of the most common single-use plastics. A controversial autism treatment is about to become a very big business. GitHub removes GTA fan project 3 and ReVC following new Take-Two DMCA notice. Google Maps can now show you the most fuel-efficient route. Microsoft shares Windows 11 TPM check bypass for unsupported PCs. A blank wall can show how many people are in a room and what they're doing. Apple says apps must offer a way to delete your account starting in early 2022. China PCR purchases spiked in months before first known COVID cases, firm says. Windows 11 might tank Ryzen CPU performance, AMD warns. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Man dead in officer involved shooting in Wentzville Thursday morning. Man struck, killed by train in South St. Louis Wednesday night. Federal judge orders Texas to suspend new abortion law, state quickly appeals ruling. Former St. Louis Cardinal, thanks for returning an important piece of my story. Judge, Missouri must collect union dues from prison workers. Zodiac killer, police refute investigators' claims they found the serial murderer. Hawley objects to Department of Justice move to address threats towards school officials. St. Louis County pharmacist agrees to $1.50 settlement for unlawful distribution of drugs. Edwardsville man charged in infant daughter's death. Endangered person advisory issued for 2 missing young boys. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Department of Justice Task Force looks to curb threats against teachers, school boards. Will San Diego County join LA with indoor vaccine mandate? It's not on the table, leaders say. Some oil from OC spill making its way south, San Diego taking precautions. San Diego County's COVID vaccination rate for eligible residents nears 80%. Local campuses struggling with school lunch shortage. Judge orders Texas to suspend new law banning most abortions. Heads up, drivers, last exit before border crossing is moving. Ex-sheriff's deputy sentenced to state prison for sex crimes against underage girls. Kaiser Permanente suspends 2,200 unvaccinated employees. Doctors dispel COVID misinformation on vaccine safety, masks from county board meeting. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Northrop Grumman shows massive combat drone in action. Finland to equip infantry fighting vehicles with modern night vision sensors. South Korea promotes KF-21 Hawk indigenous fighter with new video. U.S. Marine Corps awards contract to Kongsberg for counter-UAS weapons. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Xi Jinping and Joe Biden to meet later this year. No more graveyard loans, Beijing wants everybody to quit binging on debt. Prada takes over a grocery store in Shanghai. The 1740 Batavia massacre of ethnic Chinese in Java. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, October 7th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Muni warns of service cuts due to vaccine mandate. New transitional housing plan for the homeless in San Jose. 11-year-old, other teens accused of East Bay crime spree. Governor Newsom signs college affordability bills. More than 120,000 U.S. kids had caregivers die during pandemic. Wild card update, Giants set to play Dodgers in NLDS. Texas man gets 15 months in prison for Facebook COVID hoax. 4 hurt in shooting at Texas high school, suspect arrested. Why students back in class are struggling with behavioral issues. 1 dead, another seriously injured in suspected DUI crash in Hayward. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Strong earthquake in southwest Pakistan kills at least 20. Rogers, Stevens win opening matches at Indian Wells. Aces rout Mercury 93-76 to even WNBA semifinals at 2-all. Suns beat Lakers again in playoff rematch matinee in Phoenix. WHO working to get COVID-19 medical supplies to North Korea. Man arrested after chase, shootings near Zion National Park. Sky blaze past sun, advance to WNBA finals. Judge orders Texas to suspend law banning most abortions. Former Condell nurse charged with reckless conduct, endangering safety of a patient. Ticket broker convicted of swindling White Sox out of about $1 million. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Leavenworth Oktoberfest to move to new venue in Wenatchee in 2022 after city denies permit. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone 2021. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Sudan, South Sudan. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, October 7th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Ozone pollution watch in effect again Thursday. Two suspects on the run after two children injured in road rage shooting in Harris Company, deputies say. 4-year-old injured in accidental shooting on Houston's South Side, police say. Fort Bend County families will be able to apply for hundreds in child care assistance. Sex trafficking victims may never know they are a victim, according to experts. Search underway for 3-year-old who followed dog into woods in Grimes County, sheriff says. Alexis Sharkey's husband, wanted in her death, kills himself as authorities were about to arrest him. Temporary restraining order granted against Chemistry Lounge's operators week after deadly shootout. Man found shot to death in North Houston townhome, HPD says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Philippine VP seeks 2022 presidency, facing dictator son. Kosovo war veterans plead innocent to witness intimidation. US-China challenge, easing tensions despite differences. Global shares rise as receding debt fears spur Wall Street rally. Biden, a convert to mandates, making economic case for shots. Remnants of black church uncovered in colonial Williamsburg. Greek lawmakers to vote on defense pact with France. 12 dead in India after bus swerves to avoid stray cattle. Assailants fatally shoot 2 schoolteachers in Kashmir. The latest, rebel-held northwest Syria facing unprecedented surge. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, is Chelsea really one of the 10 coolest neighborhoods in the world? Less than a quarter of NYC public school kids have opted in for COVID-19 testing at school. NYC wants your help improving outdoor dining designs and rules. Coronavirus stats, back to school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. A breakdown of the 5 proposals appearing on your November ballot. Judge dismisses lawsuit opposing controversial 250 Water Street Seaport building. Early edition, becoming a life coach is just a few click $sign away. Photos, sprawling, vital Greater New York exhibition fills MoMA PS1. SBA President Ed Mullins resigns after FBI raids his home, SBA headquarters. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Where on earth is a water-secure world? Inequalities between ethnic groups are stark, new UN report reveals. Guterres criticizes unprecedented expulsion of staff from Ethiopia, calls for focus on saving lives. WHO endorses historic malaria vaccine for at-risk children. Stop calling the military budget the defense budget. Afghanistan, humanitarians call for greater support as winter approaches. Will Taliban honor UN treaties signed by Afghanistan over the last 20 years? COVID-19 cases and deaths continue to decline. BTS and UNICEF celebrate 4 years of the Love Myself campaign to promote child self-esteem. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Mainstream press silence on the JFK deadline, the future of Freedom Foundation. Government secretly orders Google to track anyone searching certain names, addresses, and phone numbers. Secret warrants against Google search terms are on the rise. Twitter allegedly handed over data to DARPA. Dubai ruler hacked ex-wife using NSO Pegasus spyware, High Court judge finds. New York City Police Union leader resigns after FBI raid on headquarters. Militia violent extremists added to a growing list of 9 violent domestic extremists groups. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. City in Michigan urged to use bottled water due to lead risk. Did Seattle woman die from rare blood clotting condition after COVID vax? Is the Wolf Mountain in Norway real? Workers at all of Kellogg's U.S. cereal plants go on strike. Is this Karen Halloween costume real? Token of all tokens, could a $1 trillion coin fix the debt limit? Have more military personnel died from COVID vaccines than disease itself? Police, student opens fire at Texas high school, 4 hurt. Texas high school on lockdown amid reports of shooting. A 3-child limit, bill parodies Texas strict abortion law. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Post spread baseless claims about cause of cargo ship backups. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Kyrsten Sinema has made herself into a shame to Democrats. Meet the new face of Russia's anti-Putin movement. Why Dane Cook turned down SNL and made up with Louis C.K. She said I hate black people, now she's a rising GOP star. Baggy jeans is how I got my swagger back. The next big boy band that vanished without a trace. How reality winner's FBI interrogation became Broadway play, Is This a Room? NASA's newest probe will visit grizzled asteroids to search for solar system secret origins. Jimmy Kimmel calls out Fox News COVID hypocrisy, they're all vaccinated. I just tried a new Birch-Lux mattress and it was worth the wait. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Your favorite quarterback's favorite quarterback. NYC grocery store worker slashed by box cutter wielding shoplifter, cops. Teen boys shot inside NYC fried chicken restaurant. UK and Ireland Jets fans eager for game in London. Sanders won't condemn Sinema harassment amid spending bill spat. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. This may be the first exoplanet found orbiting 3 stars. The James Webb Space Telescope lives. Ask Astro I, what time is it on the International Space Station? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Once-in-a-lifetime tardigrade found in ancient amber. NASA preps to launch spacecraft to crash into asteroid's moon. Johnson & Johnson seeks approval for use as booster shot. J&J asks FDA for emergency use authorization of its COVID booster shot. Snowboarder turned activist brings left and right together over climate change. California declares state of emergency after oil spill. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Cold case group claims to identify Zodiac killer, actual cops shoot down theory. Scott Peterson to be resentenced to life in prison in December, judge. Why children suffer when kids of color are taught that they belong, says Connecticut Republican. Dakacy, gorilla who captured world's heart by photobombing a park ranger's selfie, dies in caretaker's arms. Man buying lottery ticket tells newscaster he'll buy lots of cocaine if he wins. Fraudster on lam for 23 years may have been spotted behind home plate at Los Angeles Dodgers game. Husband of Instagram influencer Alexis Sharkey wanted in connection to her death, dies by suicide. Suspect in custody after Dallas area school shooting leaves 4 wounded. The GOP blinks as Senator McConnell offers to extend debt ceiling till December. The following headlines are from military.com. Army unveils new centers for sex assault response after Vanessa Gill murder. This Sikh Marine is ready to sue the service to wear a beard and turban at all times. Military pay, benefits disruptions uncertain amid debt ceiling fight. Coast Guardsman sues claiming retaliation for filing sex assault report at Academy. Marine Officer Schiller officially charged with contempt, disrespect over viral videos. 2 soldiers die at Fort Bragg on the same day in unrelated incidents. NATO expels 8 undeclared Russian intelligence officers. The U.S. Navy sold 2 obsolete aircraft carriers to scrap dealers for $1 each. All but 1 Marine injured in the deadly attack at Kabul airport released from Walter Reed. Troubled student loan forgiveness program for military, public servants gets an overhaul. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. The Sox make Chicago run, ahead of playoffs. White Sox fans tell stories of generational fandom, South Side pride and what makes a Sox fan different from a Cubs fan. Biden visits Chicago on Thursday to promote vaccine mandate for large employers. You can take a ballpark out of a neighborhood, but it lives in the hearts of fans. No one hurt during crane collapse at Bryn Mawr Station, CTA service resumes. Joliet police chief says she was fired for requesting administrative hearing related to Eric Lurie death. Jury finds alleged White Sox ticket scammer guilty. Naperville residents can now text 911 in an emergency. Here's what you need to know. Heather Mack, convicted in mom's murder in Bali, to be freed from prison October 29. She and boyfriend had stuffed body into suitcase during vacation. Second man accused of fatally shooting 14-year-old Savannah Quintero on South Side also shot witness to her June slaying, prosecutors say. White Sox prepare for fans at a playoff game for the first time in 13 years. The following headlines are from phys.org. Social distancing, new study shows sick gorillas transmit illnesses to others nearby. Extinct ground sloth likely ate meat with its veggies. Study reveals abundance of microscopic paint flakes in the North Atlantic. Growing climate anxiety poses significant threat to individuals and society. Dismayed by oil spill, some in Huntington Beach say it's time to end offshore drilling. Highly porous rocks are responsible for asteroid Bennu's surprisingly craggy surface. Newly available GPS data helps scientists better understand ionosphere. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, October 7th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Words seem to lose their meaning when we repeat them over and over. Why? Volunteers sped up Alzheimer's research. Here's how you can help, too. 5 mesmerizing facts about hypnosis. Sleep apnea surgery. 80 mattress industry and sleep statistics. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Nigerian sprinter Akigbo facing 3 charges in doping case. Moroccan police thwart migrants targeting Spanish enclave. Austrian leader vows to stay on amid bribery allegations. Reliance Retail to open 7-Eleven outlets in India. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes October 7, 2021, Simon Cowell, Plunge into the Unknown. Word Game, October 7, 2021. Bridge, October 7, 2021. Harriet Cole, I just found out my dorm has shared bathrooms, and I cannot do that. Miss Manners, I asked the bunco players a simple question, and they lashed out. Ask Amy, my boyfriend has 2 big problems, and a woman is one. Dear Abby, my boyfriend's wife wants a divorce, but he says no. San Jose woman convicted of child sex trafficking. Epic ending comes off the bat of the Dodgers' essential player. SF Giants to meet Dodgers in first ever playoff matchup between rivals. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Australia wants Facebook held liable for anonymous comments. Taylor hits walk-off HR, Dodgers beat Cards 3-1 in wild card. Ben Carson, vaccination mandates have no place in free society. Bernie Sanders refuses to sign Democrats' condemnation of Kyrsten Sinema harassment report. Texas 6-week abortion ban blocked by federal judge. Chris Laundrie, Brian Laundrie's father, joins search for his missing son. Republicans, Democrats agree to delay debt ceiling showdown until December. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Kirsten Gillibrand has deep ties to Chevron lawyers leading legal attacks on Stephen Donziger. The U.S. is organizing a $5 million gun sale to Mexican forces accused of murder and kidnapping. The quest for COVID's origins. The CIA's Afghan proxies, accused of war crimes, will get a fresh start in the U.S. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, October 7th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. President Biden in Elk Grove Village today to boost business vaccine requirements. 13-year-old boy wounded in near West Side shooting. Things to do with kids in and around Chicago. Chris Taylor's walk-off homer wins it for Dodgers. SWAT team responds to East Ukrainian village apartment. Things to do in Chicago for movie fans. Things to do at museums and galleries in Chicago. Crane collapses in Edgewater Beach, no injuries reported. Sky advanced to WNBA Finals after beating Sun in Game 4. Federal judge orders Texas to suspend new law banning most abortions. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Mahindra's of 700 first batch booked out in hour. Amazon sale, 15 smart gadgets for Diwali gifting. Varun not in BJP national executive after tweets on Lakhhimpur incident. Should people be taking medicines to lower cholesterol? Gastronomy in Dubai, all you need to know. Toyota Legender 4X4 launched in India at Rs 42.33 lakh. Modi inaugurates 3502 plants established under PM CARES Fund. Tikait urges government to immediately arrest culprits, key points. 2 teachers killed in terror attack in Srinagar. IPL 2021 live, Punjab Kings opt to field versus CSK. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, October 7th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, listen to Navasota by Mans Lipscomb. These 4 Astros are the most irreplaceable. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this fall 2021. Science says horror helps people feel better. Opinion, how did Turner end up in this mess? Review, Susan Macaulay's Ghost Hunters, Spirit Fire. 4 thoughts on the 1-year anniversary of Bill O'Brien's firing. This week's best concerts. The next headlines are about world records making news. Golden Retriever breaks Guinness World Record for most tennis balls in mouth, joe.co.uk. Throwback video of Chennai man's auto stunts that set Guinness World Record, Hindustan Times. Big Island woman known for Guinness World Record title dies at 92, Con 2. Local jeweler makes Guinness World Record at Expo Sharjah, Gulf today. How did this Filipino break the world record for double underskips? CNN Philippines. Endurance athlete, world record holder Katie Spot stops in Northeast PA, Fox56.com. UK, Nigeria study on impact of COVID-19 on surgical patients wins Guinness World Record, Guardian Nigeria. Socceroos shoot for World Cup qualifying record against Oman, The Guardian. Italy's world record undefeated streak snapped, Azzurri's unbeaten run ends at 37 matches, Sporting News. Italy world record and Milanese run come to an end, Football Italia, Football Italia. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Moderna plans to build $500 million vaccine factory in Africa. Major banks hit by infuriating customer service phone outage. Update. The Justice Department has a new team of crypto cops. Star Trek looks back on 55 years of boldly going in a new documentary series. Europe wants to ban facial recognition. Take note, America. Legends of Tomorrow's 100th episode just caught a captain cold. 16th century English mystic's magical mirror confirmed to be of Aztec origin. Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin's new trailer is a return to the simpler horrors of the old days. Apple will require apps to make it easy to delete your account. Jabra owner is buying SteelSeries because gaming is $$$$$$. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Henry in Antarctica at minus 77.08 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 60.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Citing Liberty, Idaho Lieutenant Governor McGeechan bans vaccine mandates in power grab. WHO recommends malaria vaccine for use in children. One American News founder claimed he started network at AT&T's request. Nobel awarded for making common, cheap chemicals into catalysts. Among the Stars chronicles daring space mission to repair physics experiment. Firmware update brings new conversation boost feature to AirPods Pro. Twitch source code, creator earnings exposed in 125 gigabytes leak. On the eve of No Time to Die, a look at Bond cars past and present. How to upgrade to Windows 11, whether your PC is supported or not. Nokia T20 is a $250, 10.4-inch Android tablet with a big battery. The following headlines are from Raw Story. North Carolina man arrested after buying bomb materials at Family Dollar store, report. Trump's obstruction of January 6 investigation praised by Newsmax host, that's what we love. They're running the state into the ground, lifelong Republican switches parties to run for governor. Matt Gaetz accuses Kevin McCarthy of uninspired leadership and playing patty cake with Democrats. Mike Lindell's new genius plan, knock on your door and ask whether you're dead. Cruz and Abbott blasted for response to Texas school shooting, blood is on your hands. Corey Lewandowski demanded hundreds of thousands after getting fired from Trump super PAC, report. Man tapped by Wisconsin GOP to lead vote audit admits lacking any understanding of how elections work. Rachel Maddow reveals skin cancer diagnosis in personal message to her MSNBC viewers. Amazon has raked in a record $4.1 billion in government subsidies, and counting. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Fossil fuel firms are subsidized at a rate of $11 million per minute. Competent regulation might have prevented the Huntington Beach oil fiasco. A meditation on movement, and homemade egg rolls. As COVID rages on, the first malaria vaccine in history gets approval. The democracy crisis, could this be Joe Biden's big mistake? The chicken farmers are pushing back. Get ready for Heartland Institute's wild weekend of climate denial. I drove more than 1,000 miles to help a Texan get an abortion. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Celebrating ASU history, Carlton Moore, meteorites and moon rocks, ASU News Now. Astronomers get ready to probe Europa's hidden ocean for life, Wired. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Richard Hogan, change can happen, you just have to work on it, Irish Examiner. You don't hate your family, you've just seen too much of them, Sydney Morning Herald. Intelligence emerging from random polymer networks, Science Daily. Neuroplasticity is trending, but what does it mean? The HR Director magazine. Researchers use microglial cells to rejuvenate mice brains. Innovation origins. Aptnix, APTX, falls 2.67% in active trading on October 5. Equities.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, October 7, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Family watches UFOs in a dogfight. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, October 7, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News8. All rights reserved.